Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you guys how I go about refreshing my braids because I've been having them for about 2.5 months and I want to refresh them. So what I'm going to do, this is not a must because you can use edge control. Sometimes edge control gets a little white around the edges though, and it also can be greasy. So when you're dealing with a greasy product, more importantly than it getting white around the edges, you don't want it to get to where the follicles just slide out and then you're really struggling with having any hair around your edges. So I'm just going here and I'm just dipping in. And we're not going to use a bunch of creamy cracks. Because I want to soften this hair to where I could just lay it down with foam instead of the edge control, because I just can't stand it. And yes, I've tried this, that. If you guys have any suggestions on edge control, which one is non-greasy and does not turn white? I think I've tried them all though, for real. Avoid it touching your skin until you're about ready to work it through. So that's why I'm just dragging it over, trying to get those little wispies or whatever under control, baby. And I feel like when you have your edges fixed, your hair, your face looks prettier. So that's what my thing is. It makes your face look cleaner, prettier, refreshed when your edges is brushed down, or in my case, creamy crack down. Be right back. I'm gonna remove this in about 10 minutes. Well, yeah, less. Because I mean, it's just fine here. Okay, guys, so here's where we're at. You don't want to leave this on long because this is very fine hair, you know, for the most part. You want to take a neutralizing shampoo of your choice. This is just any. This is American Essence. And you want to put some over where you have put the relaxer. And when you're putting the relaxer in, if you go this method, don't get it in your braid, because then you may have to take them out and rebraid the edges or what have you. Let's see, we're going to let that be on there. And it'll do two things. It'll make sure that your head doesn't start burning you, and it stops the relaxer from working. But then, of course, it is going to remove the relaxer as well. So we'll leave that in for a couple minutes. Now what we're going to do, just going to take a washcloth and we're going to wet it up just a little bit on one section of the washcloth. Nice and warm. And you just want to go ahead and remove that. You want to go downward, away from the hair. And it's just going to come on out. Now you just want to kind of go over it. So we're going to come back and we're going to move on to the next step. We're going to check it. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm just going to use some of this. This smoothing and hold mousse by Got to Be Glued. Just put just a little bit on our finger after shaking it. Let's see if we could do more natural baby hair today. We're going to brush back. For the most part, we want to take a lot of the hair back. Just for what I'm doing. Okay? I'm going to get all the hair out of the way. Back, blend it into the braids. Okay. And then we just kind of now begin to do our little sides. And my sideburns are kind of like longer, so I don't know. That's why I like them to be down a little bit. After that has been brushed back towards the hair, we're gonna take and we're gonna rake out the ever so littlest amount of hair. And then I believe here, this is all you need to do. Well, I know. Okay, this is all you need to do. You want, sometime me, but you know what I mean? I like baby hair that just fell out. There's just that baby hair that's just there, not like I molded. So now what I'll go ahead and do, now that I'm done, you know, just softening out my baby hair so I don't have to put all that edge control that will cause your hair to slip out of the follicles. And that's why a lot of times people don't have hair around the edges, because they're going in and greasing their scalp heavy. And if you do that, that's one thing. By hitting them edges when you grease them, you just make that hair just fall right out. Putting a whole bunch of hair grease in y'all baby's hair, you know, you're like your literal baby, not your baby hair. That's what caused the hair to come out. So anyway, we're just going to try to center this. And I got quite a bit of new growth. You guys might be able to see. But these things, oh, they stand in. They may not, but they're staying in another month. So you just want to hold them down nice and tight. You want to pray your scissors are sharp enough. And they are, surprisingly. Because I got my hair cutting scissors. My kids like to use my hair cutting scissors for cutting their paper. And I'll split them down the other side. See, we got some little wispies right here, if you guys can see that. And you want to have this scissors flat. You don't want to have your scissors where they're not anything less than flat, because you're just going right over that hair. Now, of course, you're going to give it a shake out. So then now what I will do is evenly pull my hair back, and I will check it for loose ends. Now I want to just be real clear. This process is something that can be done on anyone. You do not have to use creamy crack. You don't have to use edge control for all, you know what I mean? You can just bring out your regular natural hair. But if you're going to, just do it lightly and put some foam on it instead. And then I was looking a little pale right here around them edges, so I'm going to go back in. So I'm going to go over the top. It's easier. My braids are pretty smooth though. Oh, and then I wanted to tell you guys another reason for me going through this instead of getting my hair braided is because it taketh 17 hours to do it. And that's a lot of daggone time. About 10 hours the first day. I was like, girl, I got to go. Came back just because 10 hours, I thought we had finished. Love her though. But anyway, it just took a long time because I had to have my crown real full too. So when I went back the second day, I only got the crown done. But that did take 7 hours because I wanted the braids, the sections of the hair to be really much smaller than all over. And you want to do any final little blending to cover. This is my little cowlick here. And I may not want to have that perfectly straight. I'll take some of the Got To Be foam. I'm going to give it a shake and then put some in my hand. And then I'm going to begin to pat it in my hair to continue to make sure that it is smoothed out, because I need this to last me 1 more month. Oh, and besides it being, you know, so long, I thought it was like $2.50 for the braids. And child, I don't just be walking around with $2.50 every 5 minutes. So you know we gonna make these last. I see a couple of more pieces that I want gone. Right about here. Oops. We want to keep that baby hair from getting wet again, and I'm gonna show you why in just a second. Hold on. Them things looking fresh, honey. Can y'all see them? Maybe not. But anyway, they're real long. They're real full. Too full for me to be back. I'm sitting up in that chair for 17 hours. I don't like, but I love her work, so I be going back. Okay, let's let all this dry down. We got one more step to go. We went ahead and we freshened the edges of the hair so that it looks neat once again, because these are like 2.5 months maybe. And so that anyway, I just take a comb, a little brush, make sure it's dry. And just brush your baby hairs loose, watch. Okay, don't get scared now. They ain't stuck to my head now. Because I don't know, all the time. Sometimes I do like that, but like every day, not really. Okay, anyway, you're going to brush some baby hairs out. You want to look fresh from everywhere. Okay, now they've been brushed out, right? They have shaped to your head to make them look very natural. Like they just kind of came out. Like that. So there you are. Nice and fresh at the edges. Nice and cleaned up in the top of it and over the top. And these braids are still beautiful. They're just not worth taking out right now because they're real long. So maybe I didn't mention it when I was saying the 17 hours, because yeah, they're that long. And for the most part, they're braided down, all the way down. I thought about curling my ends, just a really tight little curl at maybe that very end, as far as the refresh. But then I changed my mind. I'm more of a straight person. I like them straight. That's it. That's all. God bless. Thanks for watching.